Yeah.
We live, boy.
It's a little too loud.
Huh?
What?
Let's see. Are we streaming?
I don't know. Are we?
Are we streaming to Twitch?
You're the grandmaster of
Twitch. Yeah, man, we're streaming, dude.
I hate
right damn now.
I hate that my background's all cracked on the back. I hate that. Look at that.
You hate it? Yeah, it looks garbage. Unprofessional.
It's like
unprofessional.
The UPS man did the Macarena on it.
All right, dude. You ready to actually I need to tweet this stuff out, buddy.
You know you can schedule that stuff, right?
Huh?
You know you can schedule that stuff, right?
Schedule a tweet?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
Would I? Well, we're not even live, so how do I schedule that?
You can schedule it for when we are live.
Everything's already automatic. But I still got to retweet it. Because, like, you can see the post of us live. But I'm going to retweet it.
Hey, I got
some hashtags on it.
Hey, Pete and Repeat sat on a log. Pete fell off. Who was left?
I don't know who was left.
But did you even hear what I fucking said?
No, because I'm ignoring you right now, and I'm doing work right now.
No.
While you be over there and being fucking worthless.
Pete and Repeat sat on a log. Pete fell off. Who was left?
I don't know. Who was left, Grant?
God, I hate you. Oh, man.
Who was left, Grant?
Don't worry about it. No, don't worry about it.
Huh?
Don't even worry about it. I don't even want to tell you the joke anymore.
Like what? What are you talking about?
Nothing. We're not even talking about the joke no more.
No, it's probably a lame-ass joke anyway.
Well, I don't know because I fucking couldn't do it.
Well, what were you going to do? What did you want me to say?
Nope. We're moving on. We'll come back to it another day. How's that Steam looking? Is it Steam? What? Twitch. I don't know what the fuck we stream. Worthless. Let's go ahead and say worthless. Don't even know what we stream on.
You are fucking worthless, dude. Like you don't even know what platforms we stream on.
Oh man. I just show up. That's what I do.
Yeah, you just show up. And that's about it. All right, let me change that. Assassin's Creed Shadows. Done.
I'm kind of like Booby Miles, man. I just show up. Except I don't tear my ACL.
God. All right. Let's get this out. Grant.
How many trailers we got today?
We got a couple.
You talk to me like that again.
You got a couple.
I demand respect. I demand respect, goddammit, on this podcast.
Well, how about you do some videos?
We're going to be getting to that.
Oh, yeah.
Soon I'm going to have to.
Yeah, you're going to have to. That's right. You will have to.
Well, here's the thing is I'm going to do it because I want to do it.
No, you want to do it because I fucking said so.
Because I enjoy it. Because I revel in it.
I lay down the law here.
Because I revel in it and I love it.
I lay down the law. I am the law.
What's that from? Judge Dredd. But you didn't do it with the lip. I am the law.
Do that again?
Nope.
Okay.
Fake ass laugh. You didn't even open your face.
All right, dude. You ready for some trailers?
Finally.
Are you ready for some trailers? What did I ask you? I asked, "Are you ready for some trailers?"
Nope, I don't care because I try to tell you.
You're like, finally, like you set up some trailers for us, Grant. You got any trailers to share, Grant? No, you fucking don't.
Did you? How's that Rumble looking?
The Rumble's up.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I'm already prepared that.
I'm just doing quality assurance over here.
Already prepared. Okay, let's see. Let me share this real quick, Grant. You know what I mean, Grant?
I thought you were ready to show us some trailers.
I am. I'm about to share right now. Before we kick off that podcast. You ready?
Let's go.
Here you go. I'm sad.
Resentment can grow quietly without much warning after a storm. Mushrooms can too. 𝐿𝐿𝐵𝐷𝐾?
Mushrooms. The smell of dirt, grass, and rain.
𝐿𝐵𝐷𝐾?
Resentment can grow quietly without much warning after
Why
a
is she not-
storm.
I don't
Why
know.
is she
Asian,
talking like that?
I don't know Asian people that sound like that. 𝐿𝐵𝐷𝐾?
Oh man, they should they should have worked on that voice.
I wonder how many. I wonder how
dialogue.
many Asian people were actually did voice dialogue for this.
I don't know. Oh man, we got a lot of trailers. Never mind.
Just
All right,
keep
great.
running them. Keep running them.
Let's do it. All right, guys, we're on our pre-podcast right now. Going to show some trailers before we start the podcast.
Don't say it like that.
The podcast. All right, ready?
Yep.
Forest Trains is a story-driven first-person shooter set in a post-apocalyptic Paris. You are going to explore, investigate, and survive in a city overtaken by the forests. It will set traps on your way, and the environment will react to your actions. It becomes even more dangerous at night. Also, some areas require special equipment. In the game design, we focus on playthrough variability and the player's freedom of choice. In this video, we'll demonstrate this using one of the in-game missions about two factions' conflict as an example. We'll help the Citizens faction, which is focused on mutual help and cooperation, fight NQA, a bandit-like faction of mercenaries who go against them and have captured their scout leader Remy. Let's see different scenarios of how the mission could be accomplished.
Looks like Avowed.
The first
all
option
the-
is a
There's a
direct
hundred games
assault
like this.
together with a squad. Here, the best weapons are those upgraded for combat, switch scopes, extended barrels, and
I mean, how many
faster
games
reload
has there
speed.
been in a
You might use
post-apocalyptic
the
world?
citizen squad for backup, but
Let's
keep in
skip through. There we go.
after eliminating the last enemies
Oh my god,
inside,
you don't have to explain everything.
Okay,
Rise to-
next trailer, because this is, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to play this game.
Well,
It's like the next. We've seen
Tunnel
100 of
leads
these
to the
games.
NQ Rabbit and free Remy.
Which path
Forest
do you
Trains is
choose,
all about
Grant?
the player's freedom.
The one where you change it to the next trailer. That's the path that I choose.
I misjudged you the last time we met. I won't make the same mistake again. Tell me, how do you like my world? My twisted birthright.
It's like World of Warcraft. In a way. Graphic.
I never believed my world to be real. It was the same question that consumed my father and his father before him. They were on the verge of some kind of change. Until your kind came along. I've spent decades preparing for this. The truth is almost within my grasp.
That looks pretty good. It's pretty cool looking. different. It's by Epic Games.
Epic Games, okay.
Nice.
It looks like a RPG. It has some platformer looking things in it too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks pretty decent.
What's up, JRPG and Nate? Thanks for joining. He said I was going to say it looks like a Vowed with guns. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
it does.
It does.
I mean, that's exactly what it looked like.
Now, if the character creator lets you put mushrooms on your face, then I'm going to be calling some.
But here's the thing. It's like, I'm so tired of like these games. Not this one, the one before. It's just like, how many games are in a post-apocalyptic world, first-person shooter? You know what I mean? Like, I'm so tired of first-person shooter games. Like, I just am at this point. For right now, I'm just burnt out on them.
Yeah.
Like, give us some. I mean, like, how many? They're done to death to the point to where they have to. You can't have anything else to do.
Yep.
All right, what we got here? Oh yeah, here we go. Now we're cooking.
July 2054 AD.
Whoa, buddy.
The Earth was caught in a great battle between unknown alien forces. Our planet was overwhelmed. Only a small handful managed to escape. But our past caught up with us. We resolved to forge a new way of life here on Mira. New LA was our beautiful lie to ourselves.
Look at us, the chosen few. All those people we left on Earth. They never had a chance.
Just why would these aliens be this determined to destroy us?
After all this time, we finally found a clue that may lead us to the Great One.
Humanity is a blight, festering on the cosmos. Our job is to eradicate it.
We are at war. The hostile alien force known as the Ganglion is marching on New Los Angeles. It is absolutely crucial we repel the coming invasion, no matter what the cost.
I am here to purge the universe of your disease, once and for all.
So, you ready to join up?
What in the hell are we waiting for?
Let's go!
You are the ones who don't belong here!
Do whatever it takes!
All units open fire!
If we lose this one battle, we lose everything.
That's gameplay.
Now, humans, you die!
Disengaging stasis in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What the heck was that?
Get ready.
This game's gonna be so tight.
Dude, I'm so, I actually should have added that game to like most slept on.
Yeah, it's true.
When it first released, because it was between like your Xenoblade Chronicles and your regular standalone, the mainline Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade Chronicles X was like slept on because it wasn't quite as good a story as your classic Xenoblade.
It was also on the Wii U. Like the Wii U is like
it's still so good, dude.
Yeah, it is.
But I mean, supposedly they've added a few things to it. Not only, of course, the graphics upgrade and everything like that, but they've added some points in the story that might have been, kind of left out from the original game. But this game is, we'll talk about later on. We're actually going to talk about this later. But this game is great. Like when I first played it, I thought it was great because I love the bringing back the Xenogears feel. Even though they're not related, but, being able to do ground combat and then also getting your mechs and then transverse the open world.
Yeah.
A huge open world in mech was awesome. What's up, Prepared Artist? Hey, thanks for
what's
joining.
up, man?
Yeah. Nate, you played it on the Wii U also? Yeah, dude. It's really one of those under-the-radar games, in my opinion. But it was really good. It really scratched that Xenogears itch. And I'm glad they're bringing it back. All right, let's next one, Grant.
It's crazy how they bring out everything but Xenogears.
Yeah, they need to do Xenogears, dude. They really do. Just like an HD 2D remake or
They
something.
were made. Nah.
Yeah, Xenogears is awesome and Nate. All right, next trailer.
This is Ben Starr, the voice of Khazan. And this is Volbino, deranged guardian of Frown.
This game's gonna be so tight.
Dude, like I played the demo for this. It was really good. But it's very reminiscent of Code Vein, you know, with the anime graphics and stuff like that. Very reminiscent of it. But
Eastern Game Studios are just kicking. They're just kicking ass.
This
dude.
is March 27th, right?
It's a big. Yeah, it's a big month. It's a big month for games.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this, dude. Yeah, Xenogears, dude. Nate, your favorite game of all time, dude.
It's top 5. Definitely.
I would be afraid of a remake because you know they would probably get rid of some of the points in the original story because their story is kind of religious. You know, it has a religious tone to it.
Oh yeah, you know they would.
They would fuck with it some way.
Yeah.
So that's why I would prefer like a HD 2D remake or something like that.
That's why I don't want them to remake Chrono Trigger because they'll do the same thing. They'll mess with the characters.
Yeah. All right. I think this is our last trailer. Then we'll get into the podcast.
Do you know what it's like to want someone back with you more than anything?
I do. I loved someone once. Very much.
What happened to her?
I had to leave her behind.
Animation? Anime?
But Mei Yin's story continued to the far side of the earth, into frozen wastes shrouded in endless night, where a small pocket of humanity managed to survive the long cataclysm, in a place called Arat Prime. But what she found instead...
What? What was it?
There she found the stuff of nightmares.
All right, so this is an addition to Ark Survival. You know what I'm talking about? Survival Ascended or whatever.
Yep.
So it's addition, like it's just in development. Like they just released the trailer today.
I thought it was just an anime. I was like,
yeah, no, it's an addition to the base game. I mean, they don't have. You just saw the first gameplay footage at the very beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this is like an actual addition to the survival game.
Interesting.
That's pretty crazy. All right. Well, I didn't really play that game, but
they say it's good.
It's still pretty popular.
Yeah.
So. All right. So, Grant, That's all the trailers.
Let's get started.
You ready to get in that podcast?
Let's do it.
Let's get into that podcast, buddy. All right, starting now.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Grant Rolling here with the DMG Gaming Podcast, and as always, I'm joined by the guy who puts the ass in Assassin's Creed, my boy, Ed Phillips. What up, my boy?
What do you mean by that?
You know what I mean.
What do you mean?
Why'd I say it like that? Why'd I say it in that low central tone? You know what I mean.
You were like, you like ass.
I know. It's like with the ass. What? Oh man!
All right, dude. All right, so let's break down the docket.
Okay.
We got gaming news as usual. What's going on in the gaming verse?
You just make that word up. Gaming verse. Did you make that word up?
You never heard of that?
You made that word up, didn't you? I could tell because it doesn't even sound right. You don't make.
You never heard of the gaming verse?
Don't make up words.
I did just make that up. Okay. Then we have main subjects. We're going to talk about the Kotaku news. Oh, buddy.
Man.
One of our other main subject is Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's do or die time with Ubisoft. You know, we have it as Ubisoft's last game. What we mean by that is how they currently are as a company. Correct. Okay.
I feel like, as a whole, I feel like by this time next year, they'll be under it'll be Ubisoft, but it'll be owned by somebody else.
Yeah. Along with that, we're going to have some other Ubisoft news that's going to correlate to that, including they're setting up
the shields have pulled out their swords and shields.
Well, they're also setting up things of like you can't make fun of them because they're going to bring up lawsuits.
We got to watch what we say, otherwise Ed's going to get sued.
But I think that's more towards harassing their game devs, which
I don't think nobody does that.
People don't do that. They make fun of the company.
They make fun of the company in the game. I've never seen anybody do that. Like, yeah. I think if I really did research, I don't think I could find anybody who actually just finds people who.
But they have along with that, they have the early reviews drop today too. So we'll go over that also.
And they are what you expected. I mean, I called it. I said exactly. I said exactly. This was what was going to happen.
Hey, save them thoughts. Save them thoughts.
I know. I'm just excited because I was right.
Okay, Resident Evil 9. We're going to talk about Resident Evil 9. Well, at least what we know of so far of it. It's still very early. We're going to have a Disgruntled Gamer rant, our top 10, and random game roulette towards the end.
All right, Grant. Something good this time. I'm tired of ass games. I'm ready for something good.
Grant. You ready for that gaming news, buddy?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's break up some gaming news. All right, I'm going to share let's share our bookmarks real quick and get to some of that gaming news. All right, let me know when you see that.
Yep, I see it. I see it.
All right, I'm going to skip some of this because this is a lot of Assassin's Creed news.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that later. All right, first piece of news. Sakurai says that Japanese developers should make games based on Japanese taste. Quote unquote, a while ago, there was a certainly culture of making Americanized products because various works were popular in the U.S. However, I feel that Japanese game lovers overseas are not looking for such things, but for something unique and interesting from Japan. Yes. Another reason why he is a legendary game developer. But he's absolutely right. Keep it Japanese. You don't have to appease Americans because Americans actually love Japanese things like anime and what they bring to the table. You don't have to Americanize stuff. Okay.
Oh, they can't help it.
Do what you're good at.
They love Americanizing it.
Yeah. You know what comes with Americanizing and localization?
Box jaws.
Love changing shit.
Box jaws and terrible looking women.
To meet our social politics, our current day social politics, they love mixing that in.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, keep it Japanese. Keep games, keep those games because we're going to love them. Americans, they're going to love those original ideas coming from Japanese developers. We're going to love them. You don't gotta appease American ideologies.
Here's the thing: it's to the point now that the East doesn't really give a shit. They're going to take over regardless if we want them to or not. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
we're getting to that point. We're getting to the event horizon.
I'm telling you, dude. Okay, let's keep going. All right, we got more Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft. We're gonna talk about that later. Kotaku will talk about it later. Let's talk about this. Did you ever play this game?
No.
Star Wars Hunters?
No, because it's terrible. It's terrible.
I don't know what they're doing over there. Anyway, Star Wars Hunters publisher Zynga has announced plans for the game to shut down entirely just 9 months after it was released. Damn. Well, at least it's not like Concord lasting like a week.
Dude, Concord, Concord lasted longer than most people thought, though.
Yeah. And they were planning on doing a PC version on Steam, but that now is scrapped also.
How bad? Like, here's the thing: is like, how bad does it have to suck for a Star Wars game to fail like this? Now, don't get me wrong, Outlaws was pretty bad, but
what's up, K Black? Thanks for joining. Hey, but like, when was the last? I mean, besides Survivor, I would say those games were good, not great, but they were good Star Wars games. But what was the last great Star Wars game? Don't say Outlaw.
No. Come on.
All right. Yes, we say it all the time. The exploration was great in that game, but the story and the gameplay sucked in it. What was the last great one? The last
Republic.
Yes, I swear someone says Battlefront.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Don't say that. Yeah, I mean that was really the last
like great. You know,
great,
what I mean? like top
great
tier one,
Star Wars game that I can think of.
Yeah,
off the top of my head. But we could have had a great one.
Well, here's the thing: is
they
like
continue with Star Wars 1313. That could be great.
Yeah, well, it used to be whenever you put Star Wars on anything, like it was going to sell.
Yeah,
I mean, here's the thing: is there's some shitty ones for like Nintendo, Atari, all those other, but it was Star Wars, so it sold regardless. But now it's getting to the point to where it's like, whatever.
All right, next piece of news, Grant. Mortal Kombat 2 movie. First clips or pictures have been shown. And we got Shao Kahn, Scorpion, Johnny Cage, and Katana. Let's see.
Let's talk about this.
Carl Urban as Johnny Cage.
No, terrible casting. He's not Johnny Cage, man.
Would he not go better as?
He's not Johnny Cage.
Kane or somebody?
You can't go from Billy Butcher to Johnny Cage. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? That's a good point. Golden Age. Yeah. Force Unleashed.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Those were good.
Yeah.
I really like those.
That is true.
You were right about that. And I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah. Force Unleashed 1 and 2 I thought were good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Billy Butcher.
I mean, I think here's the thing: is now it used to. Okay, first of all, let me just start off. He was in Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
So, you get used to that face. Now you're used to him with the beard. Now he shaved his beard off again. Now he looks weird. He doesn't fit Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage was I'm not saying Billy Butcher's not a handsome guy, but Johnny Cage was he was like Jean-Claude Van Damme back in the 80s. You know what I mean? Like that's who he was based. That's who he was based off of. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just not a good character. Now he can pull it off.
What do you think? Golden Age said. What do you think about the actor who plays Homelander as Johnny Cage?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man. I picture Johnny Cage being like Zac Efron. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, he's already ripped
with the personality.
Yeah, yeah. Like he's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that's what Johnny Cage was. He was a pretty boy. He was an arrogant pretty boy.
Who's that dude? Oh, man, I can't remember his damn name. Man, I got someone on the top of my head, but I can't remember their name. He's a pretty good actor. But anyway,
now we could be wrong, and he could pull this off. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. I like the new Mortal Kombats. You know what I mean? So these are the ones now. Everything's better than Mortal Kombat Annihilations. First of all, Like I can literally make a slideshow, a PowerPoint presentation, and it would be better than Mortal Kombat Annihilations. So I don't want this sequel to be like that sequel. That's what I'm saying. So you got to kind of get the casting right.
Yeah. Popular. I got to find out this guy's name, dude.
What are you typing in? Popular pretty guys? Popular men who look good. Watch out! Don't type that in. Don't type that in Google. Lord, don't type that in.
New Netflix movies. This guy's in a recent movie, but I thought he would be a great Johnny Cage. All right, let me see if I can find him. Let's see. Nope. Golly, dude.
Like here's the thing is, I hope they don't have terrible characters in here like Stryker. Let's not put him in this movie. I hate that character. I hate the character in the game.
Golly, dude. This is going to kill me for the rest of the episode. No.
What did he play in?
I can't remember the damn movie, dude.
Well, then how the hell are you supposed to figure it out? What are you going to type in?
I can't remember. Anyway, we're have to come back to this because it's going to kill me.
You go do it mid podcast.
Would be a fantastic Johnny Cage, I'm telling you, but I can't remember his damn name. All right. Anyway, so
who would you? Okay, you know who would have been perfect for it if this was in like in the early '90s.
Who?
Remember Sasha Cohen? Oh no, not Sasha or Sasha Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
The guy from Step by Step, the Code Man. He played Cody. He used to live in the van outside. Yeah. But he was also in like Bloodsport. But he's like a real martial artist. He was also in Bloodsports, or like not the ones after Van Damme, the ones that went straight to video.
Glenn Powell. Is that his name? I think it is. Yeah, dude. How did you know that? I didn't even say anything specific about it.
Look at that ESP, man.
Yeah, Golden Age Gaming, Glenn Power. That's who I'm talking about. Let me pull up his picture, dude.
Let's see.
Let me pull up his picture. Here, let me save that. I'm telling you, dude. Like this guy would be
black man. We're just this is how we talk, man. This is how we talk to each other. None of this is rehearsed. We have like very little notes. We just come off the dome. We just how we talk to each other.
As Johnny Cage. His personality, he could pull off a perfect Johnny Cage, dude.
He was in Twisters. The guy from Twisters. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah. He could. That'd be good.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Perfect, dude. I'm telling you.
He's like the new Hollywood it guy right now.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. But he's actually a really good actor too. I think he'd be a phenomenal Johnny Cage. All right, Grant.
Did you like Twisters, by the way?
It was all right.
It was all right.
I mean, like, you know, we grew up watching the OG Twister. You know, it was awesome.
Yep.
So when I watch movies like that, I always compare it to like feelings when I saw the original movie.
Plus, it didn't have Philip Seymour Hoffman as Dusty.
Yeah,
you gotta have Dusty, the Dust Man.
All right, let's see. Yeah, Bill Paxton. He would have been good too, man.
I
wish that dude didn't die. That guy was so funny. He was awesome in Aliens. He was in
Weird Science.
Yeah. I mean, he's True Lies. You remember True Lies when he played that car salesman? Bill Paxton was awesome. All right, so let's get back to X. Get back to the news.
Oh, hold on. I want to go back. Let's talk about Katana, by the way.
Oh yeah.
We need to talk about that.
I don't know about this casting, dude.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that. Don't get me wrong, this girl's pretty, but it's not like Katana was like gorgeous. Like, you know what I mean? Like, now I get it. It's kind of hard to find super gorgeous and super talented actress at the same time. So you kind of gotta have to compromise. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I know about that. Prepared artist said Scott Adkins too. He would be pretty good too as Johnny Cage. All right, let's keep on going there, buddy. All right, let's do some more Assassin's Creed. God of War.
Oh boy. And it's on Amazon. Oh God.
You know,
Amazon's record is not good. Like, it's just, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great.
Dude, this show is going to ride on who they cast as Kratos. It has to be perfect, or people are going to shit all over this show.
Who do you
Fans are going to shit on the show.
Who do you see as a modern day Kratos?
I don't know. I mean, I would say. I mean, you really couldn't get his look, you know. I mean, before Batista went all like
Batista
small,
lost a bunch of weight.
You know, lost all that weight. He had the perfect build for it.
He went vegan, so that's what.
But I mean, you don't have to get a big dude. You can't be casting some mid-sized.
You gotta
get a big dude.
They're The Rock, aren't they? It's gonna be Pedro Pascal.
He could not. I don't think he could pull off a Kratos unless he does one of the best. He does one of his best roles ever, and acting and everything like that.
Here's the thing: is you know, The Rock overall. The Rock is a decent actor. The Rock's really not a great actor. He's just not
okay.
like I like him.
Some movies he's okay, then some movies he's horrible. But he's never been great.
He plays this he's like, oh, I guess he is like an action hero, but he plays the same role, except in the Gridiron Gang, which was a good movie. I like that movie by The Rock. You know, it was a different acting role for him. You know, but everything else is he plays the guy from Fast and the Furious, whatever, Hobbs or whatever. Is he Hobbs or the other one? Which one? I don't know which one he is.
Anyway, like back to this dude. Like they would have casting would have to be immaculate. The show doesn't need to be adding all of our fucking new ageisms into
the guy from 300.
It has to be raw, like the original God of War games. It's going to have to be raw. Like,
Gerard Butler can play because he kind of looks like him in the face.
I think he's too old to play a young Kratos.
How old is fucking Kratos?
Gerard Butler, man, he's. I mean, unless he goes back to his fucking, 300 days.
Dude,
but I don't see him doing
muscle memory, man. All you gotta do is get in the. And plus,
I don't think so, dude. I don't think Gerard Butler will be good for this.
Get this man on some cycles of testosterone. In 3 weeks, he's gonna be back in form.
Yeah, Nate. If they can get it like the Fallout show, at least in a ballpark, it'll be good.
It also depends on who's directing it as well. Like who's the They're gonna get they're gonna get the girl who did Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, aren't they?
Oh God. But I could see so many. But I mean,
Tom Hardy,
2 seasons.
That's tight. That would be tight. Tom Hardy.
I mean, dude. I mean, he can play. He can act.
Yeah,
like he can change himself. Like he was awesome at Bane.
You know what's crazy is I forget about Tom Hardy all the time. Like he's like the most
Gregor.
Come on, man. He couldn't. They would have to teach him not to walk like he walked.
They're gonna have to put everyone on stilts so they'd be taller. Be like, or he's gonna have to be on stilts to be taller than everyone.
And his uniform has to be super tight.
What was that movie that he was on Prime with Jake Gyllenhaal with? What was it called? It was a remake of Roadhouse.
Oh yeah,
he looked bigger in that movie than he actually is. Like they made him look like he was a huge guy.
They're gonna make him 6'10" and
I mean, you gotta be Henry Cavill size here to play Kratos, dog. He's a big boy. All right.
Yeah, Henry Cavill couldn't play him because he doesn't have the face. He doesn't have the rugged face.
He doesn't have the face. But a shaved head Henry Cavill, I don't know, put a beard on him.
No, his face is too. He's got too of a pretty face. I mean, that's just what
but
it is.
But a young Kratos, I mean, you got a little bit different. We're thinking of rugged. The new
Kratos is a rugged looking character. So you have to go with rugged look. You know what I mean? Henry Cavill can't pull off rugged. He's too clean for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway,
you could play Kratos.
I could, dog.
Gatos. Sorry. Whatever, we're getting canceled. It don't matter. Whatever. Who cares? All right, guys. It's our last podcast.
All right. Let's keep going. Gatos. Oh, dude, we got to watch this real quick. All right. So when Star Wars began airing on television in 2003, Chile stitched the commercials into the films themselves to avoid cutting to commercial breaks.
Like the restaurant?
No, Chile, the country.
Okay. Chile.
Fucking fat ass. What do you think about?
You're saying it wrong.
I was once a Jedi Knight, the same as your father.
I wish I'd known him.
He was the best star pilot in the galaxy. And a cunning warrior. I understand you've become quite a good pilot yourself. And he was a good friend. Which reminds me, I have something here for you. Your father wanted you to have this when you were old enough.
Cerveza cristal. Cerveza cristal.
What the hell? That's great.
Yeah, that's a little bit more. But yeah, for our listeners, it showed a beer. I guess it was a beer commercial or something in the middle of like him reaching down and opening a cooler. Beer.
That's pretty clever, though, man.
It's pretty clever.
That's pretty good.
All right, let's keep moving. All right. Yeah, we already know about that. We'll talk about that later. All right, that's it for the news. That's it for the news, Grant.
All right.
Yeah, and Connor can't act to save his life, though. Yeah, he really needs a role where he doesn't have many lines like he did in Roadhouse.
Like, can you imagine if he couldn't use his Irish accent? Like, he wouldn't be able to do.
He tried to. He tried to be.
His accent.
He tried to have more of a. I think it was. He tried to have more of an American accent in Roadhouse, and
it takes a skill to be able to do that, man.
Like you still could tell that he was fucking Irish. Anyway, all right, Grant. Let's talk about Kotaku.
All right, let's talk about Kotaku.
Let me bring this up real quick. All right, so the headline, or what Kotaku's in trouble with.
Oh, God.
They could be in deep trouble as former Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick sues parent company for alleged defamation on controversial gaming site. Oh, buddy. So tell us a little bit about this.
Yep. So the lawsuit claims that the outlets misinterpreted him in articles that are rumored of TikTok acquisition involvement. Imagine that.
Kotaku?
Imagine that, right? So he alleges that they included old dismissed accusations from Activision Blizzard investigations, despite those being resolved and no sustained wrongdoing. So basically, they just made stuff up. They just kind of took the story and just kind of ran with what they want.
Yeah.
You know? So he argues that the inclusion was irrelevant to the TikTok story and meant no harm, and it was meant to harm his reputation, which, I don't know. Do you think it harmed his reputation? That's not the point, though. That's not the point. That's not my point. So his team, so this also has to do with Gizmodo as well. So his team requested corrections, and Gizmodo kind of tweaked the headlines a little bit and made minor clarifications, but not enough clarifications for them to really basically look wrong. You see what I'm saying? Like, so they kind of just did a little bit. And this isn't the first time Kotaku has done this, because they really just got in trouble for doing the same thing with Mr. Beast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like had that whole thing blow up. So I feel like if he wins this case, which he probably has a really good chance of winning this, it's going to basically have to change everything, how people report stuff from, like, these people have to report stuff.
Well, if it involves money, like how much money can he get from this? This could be just Kotaku's complete end, even though they're kind of like on a slow.
Oh, they're on it, yeah.
A slow burn of being completely done. This could just put the nail in the coffin.
Here's the thing I don't understand is why do they get bits and pieces and then run with something completely different than what's in front of them?
We did this before, dude. The rise of, or no, what is it called? Something about game journalism, the fall of game journalists. Because you have no more like real game. I mean, you have some like your independent ones, like your streamers / people on social media that consider themselves, I would guess game journalists.
Yeah,
that actually do investigative work. But like these companies, like I would say IGN, Kotaku, GameSpot, and stuff like that, they've become more activist than they have been game journalists.
So they're looking for what they
want
to find.
Favoritism towards certain gaming companies or game publishers and stuff like that.
We're going to talk about that in just a little bit, because there's a lot of that.
But yeah, prepared artists, Kotaku is cooked. You're right.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, this is probably going to be the final nail in the coffin for them. Fucking Kotaku. All right. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, they're done.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's no such thing as mainstream game journalism anymore.
No, not anymore.
All right. Next piece of news, Grant, or not really news, but our next subject. Let's talk about this real quick. Let me bring this up. Resident Evil 9. Resident Evil 9. Let me pull up some information on this. Let's see. Here we go. All right, Resident Evil 9, dude.
As long as it's not Resident Evil 6, we're good.
All right, this is rumors right now. Like, this was kind of like what's in the rumor mill. It's not really set in stone or has been confirmed by Capcom or anything. But the rumors claim to have Leon and Jill as the main protagonists. Again, rumors. All right. And the new game, they're actually looking at maybe what they're suspecting is the game's going to be supposedly like something we haven't seen in a Resident Evil game.
Oh God, it's going to be open world, isn't it?
A lot of people expecting it to be open world Resident Evil.
Oh Lord, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's kind of like a huge. I don't know how they would do that in Resident Evil.
Now here's the thing: is like if it's like back in the city or back in a city, and you can go into like different, like more, like multiple buildings and stuff like that, and stuff like go on top of the roof and things like that. All right, but if it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if this game's made for that. You know how difficult that would be, and first of all, and second of all, why does Leon Kennedy look the same age as he did in Resident Evil 2? Like, does he not age?
But according to that leak that happened earlier, Resident Evil 7, like The Village, also, or the remake games, they're going to try, quote unquote, try new things and a very ambitious new things.
Anytime you hear
so that's where everyone's expecting when a rumor came about that it could be open world Resident Evil.
I hate when
done before.
I hate when companies say we're about to try new things, because more than likely there's a 70% chance they're about to fuck something up. They could get it right. I could be wrong.
You know, I know Capcom's kind of like hit or miss, but man, recently, I mean, Monster Hunter Wilds is on the RE engine. You know what I mean? The game is on the RE engine.
That is true.
It's not really an open world game because you're going to different areas, but they're big areas. You know what I mean? And, you know, that game was great. The remakes were great. Like right now, like in the 2020s, Capcom has a pretty good record right now.
Yeah.
Like compared to their, bad ideas and good ideas. They've had more success than they've had failure. But it is kind of like an open world, like, ooh.
I don't know, man. I feel like this game, at some point you have to wrap this up. I mean, you know what I mean? Like you have to wrap the story up at some point. Like there has to be or you have to like evolve the story into something else. I mean, because now it's still about the T virus, the G virus, the Tyrant, Nemesis, whatever. Like how many of these are you going to keep making? You know what I mean? Like it's great. I love Resident Evil. I've been playing the remakes. I'm on Resident Evil 4. But it's just, I'm going to skip Resident Evil 6. I'll play 5, and then I'm skipping to 7.
Yeah. I don't know about this. I'm kind of like, I don't know. They could get it right.
They could. I mean, if this was any other company but Capcom, I would be very skeptical.
But I'm glad they're working on, well, I mean,
I'm not. Let me tell you why. Because they should take that focus and put it into a Breath of Fire. For the love of God, what did I tell you? If you go back and listen to the tape 20 podcasts ago, I said we will get another Resident Evil before we get a remake of Breath of Fire at any capacity.
What they need to do right now is start bringing out those Breath of Fire, starting with the first one.
I'm just to the point where just put the Super Nintendo version on there.
Remakes like Square Enix is doing with Dragon Quest.
At this point, I don't even care. Just put the damn game on the store so I can just play the game as is. Yeah. Like, I just want to play the game.
Breath of Fire would be nice.
Yeah, just, like, whatever.
All right. Let's close this. All right, Grant. You ready to talk about Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed Shadows again?
This is the game that you'll be playing when it drops. And
I am actually going to be playing it.
Oh, okay. I'll be playing the other game.
What other game?
Xenoblade.
I'm gonna play that too, but after, because we got to give it the fair shake, buddy.
I know.
We got to play the game because
the fair shake guy.
Listen, we've been shitting on Assassin's Creed Shadows a lot, mostly from Ubisoft's mistake in history. Their people they grabbed to do the history, and their financial issues. We've been shitting on them a lot, but what do we do here? We play the game, we stream
give it a fair shake.
We give it a.
You gave Dragon Age a fair shake.
I did. I gave Avowed a fair shake. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Nate. They need Breath of Fire 1 through 4. Yeah, I mean they got to. I mean it's to the point that they have to get those games back out, re-release them or whatever.
They probably forgot they even had them in their library.
But anyway, so Assassin's Creed Shadows, do or die, Grant. Do or die. It is how current Ubisoft is right now. How they are right now is up to the success of this game.
Yep, it's true.
How their structure is and everything like that. If this does not meet, I would actually say go beyond their sales expectations for this game. They're in trouble. They're in trouble, either by being bought out or some other things. Of course, eliminating a lot of studios or whatever. But if they get bought out, that's going to probably happen regardless, depending on who they get bought out by. Who actually buys them out. All right, so let me pull up a few things on our X because we want to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, because I got things to say on each one.
All right, Grant, let me know when you see that. All right, we're going to there's a lot of Ubisoft news going on since it's been happening.
Yep.
All right, one thing we want to touch base with first is the reviews. The early reviews, because we always bring this up, and we actually had a podcast focused on it when it comes to early reviews for games, and you have to be careful about them. Now, everything we're going to say about Assassin's Creed Shadow we're not saying the game's going to be bad because we haven't played it.
We're not.
We are going to play it Friday.
Yeah.
But what we want to do is kind of what we've had seen in the past and how we've been right 100% of the time so far on games we have called. You have to look at this stuff and you have to be wary of it. But anyway, so they're having this spin in the mainstream game journalism, game publication, whatever. They're having this spin of it's a return to form.
Yeah.
It's a return to form. It's a return to form. Like this is how they're spitting this out. So, that is the thing that's cycling. It's like you're watching, mainstream media news. And then, they all talk about the same thing and the story's all the same. The wording's the same when they're trying to, spit out something. Then that story ends up being false. But they're trying to spin a cycle here.
Oh, boy, the gamers first.
That's what the game journalists are doing right now for this game.
So my question is what does return to form mean? You mean
I don't know.
It's like every other Assassin's Creed? Is that basically what they're saying? What is? I don't know. When was it never returned to form? Like when was it not? That's what I'm saying. I guess what I'm saying is you'd have to have like some good games, then a run of shitty games, and then you're like, all right, we're going to return back to the good stuff. You see what I'm saying? It makes it sound like it's the same game, just in Japan. Like that's the way it's worded, because Assassin's Creed as a whole are pretty solid games. They're pretty much the same game. Besides the story, the combat, the climbing, the eagle eye, all that stuff is the same. So what kind of form did it get away from that they're returning to, I guess is what I'm saying.
So is it a return to form for is it back to Odyssey? Are they referring to Valhalla?
Yeah, exactly.
Are they referring to the original ones, the ones before Black Flag? I played every single Assassin's Creed besides Mirage. Yeah, that's pretty much the only one I haven't played.
Yeah.
AC Origins, all the original Assassin's Creeds when they first released, Black Flag. I played them all. I played Valhalla. I put a lot of hours in Valhalla. So I don't know what this return to form is. From me seeing the gameplay, from what I've seen, it's very similar besides some of the different parkour you can do, jumping off a roof, I guess. But a lot of it is very similar to other Assassin's Creeds. Like, what is revolutionary or different? Completely different, something completely new that they're going to have in this game that's different than past Assassin's Creed to make it better.
Yeah.
Not make it like, something different, but it's actually better since they added these things into the game.
But also the way it's worded, it means like the other ones had this. You see what I'm saying? Like return to form. Or what it should have said is it offers something extraordinarily different.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into this. All right. So right now,
it's the same. It's the same group. Same group.
But really, what I want to get at is right now on a Metacritic. Let me share this real quick. On Metacritic,
also, never listen to Gaming Trend. They give everything a 10. Give everything a 10.
Yeah, they're really bad on that. All right. So Metacritic right now has Assassin's Creed at 82. Well, this is early reviews.
Mm-hmm.
For a game like Assassin's Creed, with the push of promoting and everything about it, all the YouTubers that got early access to the game, that got to play a lot of the gameplay, were like, wow, this is fantastic. We got to see a guy riding on a horse and he said, oh my God, this is insane. The standard shit you get with early reviews.
Yeah.
That, they get access to the game and then they kind of spit out all the stuff of how this game is fucking the next greatest thing ever. But the early reviews is kind of concerning.
It's like they're given a script.
That got promoted.
It's like they're given a script of keywords to say, key points to make in their reviews.
So what this tells me with this early reviews as an 82 with your the regulars that we see give these early reviews is that it's going to be a good Assassin's Creed game, but it's not going to be anything other than good.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Like it's not going to be something that can save. To me, this is not an Ubisoft saver. Like this is not saving Ubisoft. Now we still got to wait for the sales when it releases and stuff like that to actually see the sales numbers, see the Steam numbers, and kind of have a better gauge when it releases. But this is not something. This is not what they want. This is not what Ubisoft wants as early review as an 82.
No
early reviews. This is actually a bad sign for them.
Because this is on par with Dragon Age as well.
This is actually a worse score than Dragon Age at the beginning. But eventually, when you got more of the critic reviews in after the release date, and Dragon Age ended up dropping a little bit more.
Yeah.
But right now, they're doing worse than Dragon Age when it first released, or at least for the early reviews. And they're looking around the same as Avowed too, right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Avowed. The same thing happened with Avowed. All the great, fantastic early reviews saying this is the next greatest thing. From the same culprits, and then
they gave them a 10 as well.
I ended up playing the game, and I played it all the way through, just about 90-something% completed, like out of achievements and everything. Avowed. I mean, if you guys want to know, go look at my fucking streams on YouTube. We played the game all the way up to the end. We beat it. Showed the Steam trophies and everything like that. Avowed was just a good FPS RPG.
Nothing
I would say
extraordinary.
FPS RPG or whatever. For a game that released in 2025, you have Skyrim that is still, you just got to look at it's 14 to 15 years later, and people are like, well, you can't compare Bethesda games with...
well, you can actually.
You can, because this is who everyone is comparing it to. Everyone's comparing it to games like Skyrim and other games in that genre. It just was very underwhelming. And then, like I said before, Avowed 50% in, it just gets so repetitive.
Yeah.
After halfway through, it gets so repetitive. The exploration, everything gets so repetitive. But this is the same thing that's happening in Assassin's Creed Shadows right now. So many people hype this damn game up to be the next greatest thing. Saw it on YouTube. We saw it from the game journalists. We saw it from everyone. That it's starting to be just an average good addition to the Assassin's Creed saga. That's it.
And another good reason why you're going to play it and give it a fair score is because we already know this game's going to be heavily scrutinized politically on both sides.
It's very
so that's going to be
political.
that's going to be a very topic. So you have to quiet out the noise from both, and just as much as the quiet out the noise from the ones who are doing the early reviews, you got to quiet out the noise from the ones who say, "Oh, this is a 3, this is a 2." No, it's not that bad. I promise you that.
It's not going to be that bad.
It's not going to be that terrible.
But
It'll be better than a 6. It'll be.
But this is why I brought up what we have talked about this before in all the games we have reviewed. That it's just it's the fake hype and the fake reviews for games. And, when they're posting video and people are watching these fucking videos.
Yeah,
I can see with my eyes. I never saw something gameplay wise for Assassin's Creed Shadows that tells me this is fucking the next step.
Yeah.
In the Assassin's Creed,
it looks just like all the other ones.
Revolutionary.
And we're not just pinpointing this game because they do it. They've done it to the last 6 games that we've seen.
And that's the kind of what we're trying to, I guess, focus on here.
Because more than likely, here's the thing: is none of these people have beaten the game. They haven't. They have not beaten the game. They've played the game and they've given their review of what they've played. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like, and they're not going to say anything bad about it either. Why? Because they would lose their credentials to be able to review these games early. So they're not going to just. I mean, could you imagine if IGN Brazil gave it a 3? Well, then they're not getting any more reviews. That's it.
So Assassin's Creed. I mean, the games. This is what Assassin's Creed games are. You don't play the game just to play the story. Okay. The story in Assassin's Creed game is just one thing. Where you can tell Assassin's Creed game is good or not when it comes to all the side content, exploration, and all that stuff on how if it gets repetitive or whatever. But that has a lot to do with the Assassin's Creed games. It's not just the story. Like if you're just playing Assassin's Creed and you're just playing the story all the way through and that's all you're playing, you're not forking out at all, doing other things, then you're not playing an Assassin's Creed. So I could see these guys that review it play the story. Just straight through the story. But where these AC games shine, the good ones is all the side stuff. Like the exploration, the world, and everything like that. That's where you can get, if someone does that and then gives a review on that, which is going to be, 50 to 60 plus hours of 100%ing an Assassin's Creed game. Probably more than that, honestly. At least Valhalla was like that.
I feel like it's really. Oh, there's your Steam Boo again.
It's Steam Boo. What's up, Steam Boo?
I feel like the reviewers' credentials have gotten
blocked.
Has gotten so low, and what I mean by that is because they're not finishing the game. Like I feel like before you have to finish the game in any capacity, whether you're doing it story mode. Forking out like you said or whatever, but you have to complete the game before you could submit a review. I feel like you should have to. And I get it that you can't do that in 3 days. Like you should give them a week, a week in advance. You can knock it out in a week. You have. But Gaming Trend has given everything a 10. Like they're all like this game, a 10 is a masterpiece. Chrono Trigger is a 10. Final Fantasy VII is a 10. Like these are games that'll go down in history. When you give something a 10, like you're just throwing out 10s like they're worthless. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, I get you. All right. So let's look at this. What did they give it? An 8. Okay, that's from who's that? Console Creatures.
And it could be
Brazil, a 9.
It could be an 8. It very well could be.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to this. Let's talk about this next thing. But anyway, just to sum that up, is like you got to be careful with these early reviews, man.
Yeah.
Because like what this is telling me, I and I'm probably gonna be right, that this is just going to be a good Assassin's Creed.
It's just going to be
it's not going to be great or anything.
Yeah. It's going to be the same
old. Way they hyped it up from the get go.
Yeah.
This
the
is
hype behind it is this is the greatest Assassin's Creed. The hype behind it.
All right, this is funny.
casual gamers are playing, they may
You ever heard of
experience
this?
harassment.
Mm-mm.
When that happens,
Bully hunters?
we'll be alerted.
It's pretty much what Ubisoft
Also
is doing
call on
now.
a bully hunter.
But let's go to what is it? The financial trouble of Ubisoft. Here we go. All right.
Lord, they're forming a
We
new
talked about
entity?
this last podcast, but what's happening with Ubisoft right now? You know, as everyone's heard, they're creating, they're ramping up like lawsuits, possible lawsuits for people that go after the game devs, which is kind of like, well, you know, in this country we have freedom of speech, Ubisoft. So if people want to make fun of your fucking game, they can.
Yeah.
And they can make fun of your company, they can. Now we can talk about, you know, when it comes to like saying thing that's not true or something like that, you know, defamation.
Also, if you come at them saying we're going to destroy your family because you made a shitty game, like those people are losers and they should be dealt with. You're right. You know, things like that. Anybody who gives death threats over a video game, you're a loser. I don't care what your political affiliation is. You're a fucking loser. It's plain and simple. Now, this is what I want to talk about on this. The bully, whatever they're called. For you to set this up means that you don't have any confidence that this is going to do well, because you know what's going to happen. Like, you know that there's going to be a wave of negative press coming your way. Like, you just like, there's no, that's what that means to me. Like, there should be no reason for this. Because for one, I've never in my life seen, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen, I just haven't seen it. People actually like, first of all, you'd have to really find out who the devs are. Like, you know how much research you have to do to find out who made this game? So you have to like find out who made the game and then go look them up on LinkedIn or Twitter or wherever they're, and then send death threats to them. Like, that's loser shit. But the odds of that really happening, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. Not saying that, because there's some stupid people in this world.
I can see,
but for them to do this, have this set up, just means that they know something is going to happen. Like, because here's the thing: is if you're very comfortable with like, my game's a masterpiece, I have nothing to worry about. There's no need for this. But if you know that your game's kind of like, you know what I mean? I'm not really sure. So I'm going to set up a thing. I'm setting up a roadblock to protect my people beforehand. Then I have no. What kind of precedence are you setting here? There's no confidence in that.
The legal, it's held up by a straw, dude. Like, when it comes to harassment, all right, well, what are you talking about? Like, are you talking about some troll on Twitter making fun of your game or targeting? I mean, even a game dev on Twitter, and someone comes up and replies to them, "Oh, your game sucks."
Yeah.
That's not going to be covered. I'm sorry, you're not going to win that.
Now, if they say we know where your kid goes to school and we're going to kidnap them, then okay.
No, if you're in England where they have like strict, like ridiculous social media laws, dude, like they might be able to win a case in England, but in America, that's not holding up.
No, not at all.
Now it's different if this person's like death threats,
it's different.
Harassment,
and nobody deserves that, regardless of how shitty the game is.
Threats of inflicting harm in any way.
Correct.
Yeah, that's not covered.
That's loser shit.
That's loser shit, and they probably can.
And they should. And they should.
And they should.
Yeah.
But when someone is very critical of your game, making fun of your game, or just your company in particular, no.
Yeah, you don't get sued for hurt feelings. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then everybody.
I don't know how they're covering this harassment. Like, what are they talking about here?
I'll go ahead and tell you, if you got sued for hurt feelings, I'd be chapped. I'd be bankrupt as fuck.
Yeah.
I'd be sued into oblivion.
But anyway, so, I mean, we'll kind of get this to an ending here. But let's talk about when it comes to, depending on the success of this game, depending on the sales and everything like that, what comes next for Ubisoft, or is this the last time we're going to see Ubisoft as it is right now, how the company is currently stands? Are they going to be bought out? Are they going to be absolved? I don't know.
I'm going to say this. I honestly think so. I think so. I'm about 80% confident in saying that this is going to be the last game that they make as they are right now. Miracles do happen. Miracles happen, which could happen as well. But I think this is the last time that Ubisoft, this is their last game that they make, because they're in so much, and it's less about this game than they are as a company. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much more. There's a big snowball effect. Let's just say this game wasn't even coming out. Let's just take that out of the equation. Like, their stock is in the toilet compared to what it was 5 years ago. You know what I mean? So, I mean, they're doing bad as a company already. The CEO, the problem is when you're the CEO and majority owner stock wise, that's terrible. Because see, you can't be removed from making terrible decisions. And that's all they've made for the last 5 or 6 years was bad decisions, bad financial decisions, bad gaming decisions. So, and it's only snowballed from there into this game.
Yeah.
And that's going to bring us into this. Let's go.
They're just not, I mean, they starting at a Metacritic score for your early reviews, when your select reviewers, really, if you think about it, and starting as 82 is not a good sign. It's not a good sign to me. Again, Assassin's Creed is a popular franchise. They're going to have your core fans and everything like that are going to play this game.
Correct.
But you got to reach more than that for this game to me to be truly successful.
And throw out all the stuff about Yasuke being a black samurai. Nobody cares. And I'm sure that people are. I'm sure there's people out there who care. Oh, you can't have that. Who cares? We're talking about the game as a whole. Let's talk about the game. That's what people are not focusing on. So, the game. Is the game different? No, I don't think it is.
The reason I had this caption on our thumbnail, he's not fun to play, because I saw a review. And one of the main gripes about the game is that the female protagonist is actually really fun to play, but Yasuke is not. Like, they didn't focus on him as a, for when it came to the game. What they said was the female protagonist, the ninja, like the assassin, feels like Ubisoft put a lot of effort into that character. Vice your second protagonist, which is again Yasuke.
Yeah.
So,
which kind of feels like a pivot, because they kind of feel like they started getting heat, and if the heat got too hot, they can pivot to, what's her name, Noe or whatever, pivot to her and then make him just a secondary character, and that's basically what they've done.
Yeah,
because they started out, because if you remember, they started out
was front and center.
He was front and center. He was like the main protagonist. She was. I didn't even know that they had a second character until later on, And now it's like they don't even show his gameplay much anymore.
Yeah, so I'm curious, but I'll find out Friday.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, it's like I said, I think this is their last game. I don't think it's going to meet the sales. It'll get normal Assassin's Creed, but they don't need normal Assassin's Creed numbers. They need extraordinary numbers, because Outlaws fucking failed. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Your snowball effect from games prior to this game. They're trying to play catch up.
If this has a Valhalla feel to it, like being just a good Assassin's Creed, not great, nothing like Odyssey was or anything like that, or Black Flag or the others. If this is just an average good Assassin's Creed, it's not going to be favorable to them. And when it comes to Ubisoft, I don't think this is going to be the final game, but it's going to be their last game, is how they are currently structured.
Correct. They'll be
how they
out.
currently look.
And what I'm saying is, I'm going to say this is my prediction. A month after this game is released, so a month from Friday? A month from Friday, you'll be talking about Ubisoft being bought out. That's going to be the news, because they didn't meet their numbers. You'll see the true numbers. They'll either break even, they'll get their normal numbers, but like I said, they don't need normal numbers. They need extraordinary numbers, because Outlaws failed, because they haven't been doing good prior to. This is just the shit icing on top of the shit cake.
Yep. For our Twitch, all these guys, hey, whoever's trying to collaborate or get us on Steam, we're not interested. We do everything ourselves. Yeah. Right? We're not interested in any outside help or anything like that.
But we appreciate your inquiry.
But we appreciate it. But I'm not responding to that. Anyway. Grant. I think that's enough of Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Enough of Ubisoft. But anyway, we'll play. I'll play the game starting Friday. I'll stream it. And
we're going to be streaming on the Pro, huh?
Yeah, I think I might stream it on the Pro.
There you go.
Might stream it on the Pro. I got everything set up to stream, so might as well, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Although, man, I've been playing that Horizon Zero Dawn remaster.
It's good.
Man, it looks so good.
Really?
On the Pro, it looks really good.
I'm gonna check it out.
And I got Death Stranded downloaded too because I'm gonna play that probably next month, a little bit before the second game comes out because I want to, a refresher. I want to be fresh. Got everything down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're going to play it too.
I am.
You got a Pro. You can play it.
I am.
Yeah, you need to play that Death Stranding.
I am.
But I'm gonna have to put Rebirth on pause, dude. Rebirth is like so much better looking on the PS5 Pro compared to the PS5. Like it's ridiculous.
Did you add the Tifa mods?
The fucking blur and all that shit you saw on the PS5 that just made you have a headache.
Yeah,
it's so much better on PS5
It's
Pro.
bad because I thought I had it. Like I would see the blur and I would get up and I would like, damn, my blinds. Like I'd get up and I'd like try to
like I'm squinting like on the
I'm
like
sitting there
my
and I'm like, well,
bad?
damn. And then I thought my TV is shitty, but I mean I thought it was like extra shitty.
Yeah. But Rebirth looks really good on the Pro.
That's good.
What else? I mean, they got so many games that
I want to play Resident Evil 4 on it.
Yeah.
Remake.
Yeah. All right. Grant.
Time for that top 10, huh?
Top 10? You don't want to do that gamer rant? The Disgruntled gamer rant?
I thought we just did that. Was that not what you just pulled up?
No.
Oh.
No.
Well, that's what it was. Okay. Well, I can get angry again.
No.
I got more. I got one more in the tank.
No, buddy. Disgruntled gamer rant. The subject is for this podcast, Disgruntled gamer rant, is Konami.
Boy.
Konami. Yeah. I got some things to say about Konami.
I mean, a lot of people are probably saying, well, what can you possibly say about Konami? Well, we're not talking about Konami from the 90s or the 80s. We're talking about recent Konami.
Okay. Let's get into a little Konami.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, to start off, as everyone is aware, Konami has changed their focus. And their focus isn't on, console games or anything like that. Their focus is actually, they've done a large shift to, away from traditional gaming. And now they're focusing on mobile games.
Yuck.
Pachinko.
Even more yuck.
Which is a Japanese form of gambling. It's pretty much like slots. And fitness services. But anyway, let's talk about
Can you
old
imagine
Konami.
being in the gym, fucking working out, lifting weights? You're like, hey man, where'd you learn that workout from? Motherfucker, look at everybody like, man, you better download that fucking Konami app.
But I want to talk about something here. Konami, one of Konami's biggest mistakes. One of their greatest mistakes.
Not one of them.
The greatest mistake is the removal of Hideo Kojima. Possibly one of the greatest mistakes in gaming in the last 20 years by a company. Like removals.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, this is legendary. A legendary game designer, Kojima, which he is. No one can say
he was Konami. He was Konami.
Metal Gear was Konami. Castlevania was Konami, even though he had nothing to do with those. But he was Metal Gear.
Yeah.
And let's just be honest. He was Metal Gear. But anyway, in 2015, Konami pretty much announced their long-standing relationship with Kojima was coming to an end. And this is where they were ramping up. They had he had a game called PT was the name of it, but then he also was on Silent Hills, right? The game Silent Hills that never got released. Not Silent Hill, Silent Hills.
Yeah.
And this is where he brought in Guillermo del Toro and Norman Reedus. And this is before Death Stranding.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But anyway, the fallout happened in 2015. But Kojima made good friends with Del Toro, and he made good friends with Norman Reedus. And guess who was in his next game, Death Stranding?
Correct.
Both of them.
Yep.
Okay. So they lost that. They lost, Silent Hills project. They lost a few others. I mean, they pretty much lost Metal Gear. Where is Metal Gear going to come from here? You're making a remake. Yeah, that's pretty much all you're going to have to do from now on, Konami, is you're going to have to make remakes of Metal Gear. Yeah. You're not making another Metal Gear without Kojima. I'm sorry. You're not.
Yeah. Yep.
You're not. All right, so is the Metal Gear series dead? Probably.
Awesome. Yeah.
So, I don't know what they're going to do. I really don't know. Do you know the last Castlevania game? I'm not talking about the Legacy collections. The last Castlevania game, like new Castlevania game release. You know when that was?
Shit, probably what, 2008, 10, something like that?
No, it was later than that. It's 2014. Lords of Shadow 2.
Is that for the? Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, 2014 Lords of Shadow 2. It has been 11 years, Grant, since we got I'm not talking about a remake. I'm not talking about a collection. I'm talking about a new Castlevania game. It has been 11 years.
Whenever you have a star prodigy, that's what he is, you do whatever you can to make the man happy. There's been some fumbles, and I can only compare it to sports. You know what I mean? Because that's where a lot of prodigies go. This reminds me of the time that when the Seattle Mariners traded Ken Griffey Jr. to the Reds. Like, what are you doing? He's one of the greatest baseball players of all time. And you're just like, we're not going to offer him what he wants. We're just going to let him go to Cincinnati. And then what happens after that? Your fucking franchise is a failure. And it's still recovering. Like, it still hasn't been back in form since then. Recently, let's talk about recently. The Dallas Mavericks decided to choose the greatest player they've had since Dirk Nowitzki and Luka Doncic. And where do they send him to? Hey, let's just send him out to L.A. And but here's the thing is, certainly we're going to send him to Los Angeles and get something in return, right? No, you get nothing. You basically get kicked in the ball sack and get like a first round pick in 2035 or some shit like that. So instead of making your star player happy, you decide, hey, we're going to let you go because we can do better without you. Well, Konami, you haven't. You suck. You have been terrible lately. Now, people will eat up all the remakes. Your catalog, you have an outstanding catalog. So, but eventually people are going to get tired of remakes. And they're going to get tired of remasters. And then you're going to run out of ideas. Sure, could you make a remake of Symphony of the Night? Sure, you could. Would it sell? You damn right it would.
Yeah, it would.
It would. But how long is that going to last? You only have like 10 years of remakes and remasters that you can do before you become irrelevant. And you're kind of on your way heading there now.
Unless they get rid of the Castlevania. Dude, I just don't see Konami making another great Castlevania game.
I don't see them making another Castlevania game at all, actually.
Yeah, so the way that their company has shifted away from console gaming, I see mobile Castlevanias, but I don't want a fucking mobile Castlevania. I want a next mainline Castlevania.
Like,
but the thing is, you also have indie developers and other developers are making fantastic Metroidvania games.
Yeah.
And I think they're afraid. They're afraid because, let's be honest. They're the ones that started it, along with, you also have Metroid. But, when it comes to Castlevania and those types of games, they started it. And they had one of the greatest games ever made, which is, of course, Symphony of the Night. But they're afraid to put out another Castlevania game when you have so many great Metroidvania games like Hollow Knight, Ender Lilies. You have Will-O-Wisp. All those great Metroidvania games.
Yeah,
I just think they're afraid, and we're never probably going to see another
one. Which is weird because you have unlimited amount of resources. Like, you don't mean that you couldn't put together a good team. Like, you're not going to put together a Kojima team, but you can get somewhere close. You can get somewhere.
Well, this is why they had to resort to, like, giving, Dead Cells. Let's say Dead Cells, another Metroidvania game. They're giving that the Castlevania DLC, right?
Yeah.
And Dead Cells, which is, again, another one of the top Metroidvania games ever created. Dead Cells is.
Yeah. Basically, what they're saying is like, hey, your game's probably better than what we can make. We're just going to give you our IP to use in it. How about that?
They did it with the same thing with 𝐕/Rising or whatever, the Vampire Survivor game. They just said, hey, here's a DLC for Castlevania.
Like they're just throwing out.
That's all they're doing. They're like, here,
they're just throwing out DLC.
Need some Castlevania stuff. Here's a DLC. That's what they're doing. They're just doing Castlevania DLCs.
Anything that has to do with like
games
Halloween.
that have nothing to do with Castlevania.
Anything that has to do with Halloween. Hey, I see you got a Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin game. You want the Castlevania DLC to go along with it?
Fitness services. Yes, the prepared artists. They're into fitness services.
I don't know if I would want to take fitness advice from a company that probably made a lot of people fat by sitting on the couch playing video games.
So the Konami that you guys all grew up with
is no longer around.
Not even grew up with. I played all the Metal Gear, Phantom Pain and everything like that. They're done. You're going to get Metal Gear remakes. They're probably what is it, the Snake Eater? That's probably going to be hopefully a good remake. But that's what you're going to get going forward.
Yep.
It's over, Metal Gear. But it lives on with guess who? Kojima.
It's true.
Because let's be honest, after that Death Stranding 2 trailer, that had a lot of Metal Gear. that had a lot of fuck you Konami.
Yeah.
It had a lot of Metal Gear-esque stuff to it. Like one of the bad guys put it on that bandana, looking like Solid Snake. Or, that ship that melded with one of the BTs. That had a lot of Metal Gear looking stuff to it. So, and of course the combat too. And it looks like the Death Stranding 2 is going to put a little. Kojima, he listens to fans. He listens to feedback.
Yeah,
and so he's going to put a little bit more combat. A little bit different gameplay to Death Stranding 2 from the looks of it. But I mean, this was a great fumble, and Konami. Yeah. I don't know what you're doing. So yes, you deserve to be on the Disgruntled Gamer Rant.
That's right.
Okay, Grant. Are you ready for that top 10?
I'm ready for the top 10.
Are you sure?
I am.
Are you sure? All right. So today's top 10 is going to be the top 10 best couch co-op games. And that's our top 10.
I guarantee mine's different than yours. Mine's more retro. I think I only got one recently game.
The way I did my top 10 was games I played with my daughter is pretty much my top 10.
Okay, that's cool.
Like games or my wife also. That's kind of how I did my
This was an opportunity for me to...
I like the most playing with my family.
This was an opportunity for me to dig into the past. So that's what I did.
Okay.
Because here's the thing is, they don't make co-op games like they used to. Not like they used to. I mean, there's some bangers.
They got some legit co-op games, dude.
But they got some. They got some classics back in the day. I'm talking about classics. And I got a lot of those on my list.
Let me go to my top 10. Here we go. My number 10, Grant. I'll start it off.
You started it off last time.
I'm starting it off again because I run this fucking podcast.
Okay, well, why don't you run these nuts on your face?
Oh shit. My number 10 is Portal 2.
Okay.
Legendary puzzle game. Played this with my oldest when she was actually like 7 or 8. But it has a fantastic 2-player campaign, and it's like a mind-bending puzzle game and stuff like that. I'm going through all the portals and stuff like that. But it's a lot of physics-based stuff, obstacles in the game. Yeah. But this is a fun game, dude. It is one of the, I would say, and it's developed by Valve, of course.
Yep.
Our friends over at Valve. But it's just a great 2-player game to sit next to play. Sit next to someone and play. All right, Grant, go ahead.
All right. Number 10. This is my only recently-ish
Hey, thanks,
game.
Birdman. Thanks for joining.
It's Cuphead.
That's your number 10?
It's my number 10. Oh, dude. I got classics on here. We're not talking, don't think, it's your number 10. I got classics, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Oh, yeah, buddy. Yeah, I got classics. Everybody knows Cuphead. Dude, first of all, Cuphead's a very hard game.
It is very hard.
It's very hard.
It's hard for 2 people.
Yeah.
Because you can't keep track of your character.
Exactly. Now, the co-op actually makes it a little easier, but it's still insanely challenging. But it's cool because of the 1930s cartoon look, like the whole Steamboat Willie look. I like that.
Yeah.
But that's my number 10 because I got some bangers on here.
Okay. My number 9, Grant, is actually Diablo 4. I played couch co-op with my wife with Diablo 4 when it first came out.
She's probably better than me.
She is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right.
She is.
I'm sure you can give it to your dogs and they'd be better than
me. It's not that hard to be better than you at Diablo 4. Because if you're level 60, they're already better than you. Because you can't, you just don't, you stop at level 60 and stop playing the damn game.
It's like a wine.
Every season you're on level 60, I'm done.
No, it's because it's like a fine wine. I like to sip it and savor it.
You don't even experience the season. You're just like, well, level 60, I'm done.
Well, lately they've been kind of
0 Paragon points.
Well, lately they've been kind of the same fucking game. Like they've been kind of.
It is.
They've been kind of getting in the rut.
The seasons are fun sometimes.
These last back-to-back seasons have kind of gotten. They need to kind of do something different now.
No, this past season was pretty good.
It was alright.
No, it's pretty good. You just quit playing because you suck at the game.
That's too easy.
I mean, when you suck at a game, I can understand why you quit playing. Okay. Go ahead.
Birdman, what's up, man? All right, where we at? Okay. Number 9. It's fucking Gauntlet.
Gauntlet.
Oh, yeah.
A great one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. Classics, buddy. I got classics on here. Now, this game, I actually have one of those arcade games, and it's actually on this game. It's actually on here. Where it's the Mortal Kombat one. It's got all the Mortal Kombats, and it's got like a bunch of other games like Joust and stuff like that, which is another great game, but I don't have it on my list. But this is like the first Diablo-esque game, if you think about it, because there's infinite monsters that come out if you don't destroy the little things or whatever.
Yep.
You got to find the key, the key to go to the next floor and stuff like that. You couldn't find the game, so you just found the fucking the arcade console.
Well, I mean, you could have got some images, Grant.
Well, no, here's the thing: is I don't want to rent it. I don't want to rent it. I like to have my top.
You could have downloaded some images, Grant.
Well, you know what? You could have been a lot.
You could have took 5 minutes to download images, Grant.
But you could have not just found the arcade that zoomed way the fuck out.
I found the first picture that popped up because I know you're too lazy to fucking.
And what did you decide to find? I'm gonna find the one that zoomed all the way the fuck out.
I'm on. Yep. Yep. Arcade game and everything.
So anyway, if you zoom in, that's actually Gauntlet, the game. Like you have to zoom way the fuck in. That's actually Gauntlet. All right. Anyway, I always play with the elf. The elf, he had the super fast arrow.
Here's your fucking picture, Grant.
Okay, so it's super fast arrow. The elf. Great game.
Great game. All right. Grant. Another great couch co-op is Rayman Legends.
Okay. Rayman. Oh.
Rayman was really good. I mean, the core games before Legends were great, but this one for couch co-op was really fun. Great art style to it, just like all your other Raymans. But a lot of the challenges are very rhythm based when you're doing co-op. So it's really fun gameplay. I played this with my daughter.
Okay. All
right, Grant, go ahead.
Number 8. I could say number 2, but I kind of just grouped them all together. The Streets of Rage series.
Okay.
Classics.
Let me just put up.
It doesn't matter at this point. You don't have to put anything. At this point, it doesn't matter. But I played with my boy Skate. It's my boy. Why they call him Skate? Because he was on rollerblades, and he was good. And it's a classic beat 'em up game. I got some more classic beat 'em up games on here.
But yeah, this was good. It's even the new one, Streets of Rage.
But it's the whole series.
Nostalgic, it's very nostalgic.
Exactly. So I say I got some classics on here.
Okay. What is let's see, number 7. Dude, have you played this game? This is called Castle Crashers.
Now you know the answer to that.
You never played this?
I don't know. Let me see it. No, I have not. This
is really fun. You can play up to 4 players, but I played this with my daughter, and it's really fun, dude. Like it's kind of goofy. Like it has that what's that game that came out? I can't remember. Anyway, but it's a goofy game. Like it's very
Clash of Clans looking.
No, I mean, it has that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade look to it.
Okay,
and that's what it has. But it's really good, and it has RPG progression in it too. So, but this is an over top game, but it's fun to play with especially like with a little group. Go ahead.
All right, now we're getting into the balls deep here. Number 7, Teenage Mutant Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time.
Turtles in Time.
Yes. This game was fantastic. I remember getting this on the Super Nintendo. I was like, oh boy, it does not get better than this. Oh, but it does. It does get better than this. That's why it's number 7. Classic beat 'em up. I always play with Leonardo.
Me too, actually.
Yep.
Here, let me pull up the image. I'll try to find a really ugly image.
I know.
So,
but you can't because these are classics. You're not going to.
No, this is actually a pretty cool image.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm. So, don't worry, I got it for you.
And then
I
it
got
goes,
it for you again, Grant.
And then
I mean, I don't want you to Google something and get fucking lost.
But do you know that they go
we'll
back
have like
in
a
time?
5-minute pause waiting for you to fucking Google an image.
They go back in time, hence the name.
Yeah.
They go. Just so you know.
Thanks. Everyone,
just give me the premise of the game. Just give me the premise of the game. That's all I'm doing.
But yeah, this is a great classic. All right, Grant. This next game, A Way Out. Have you ever played that?
Yes. That's okay. All right.
You played this? This was a fantastic co-op game, dude.
Yeah, it's good.
But it's story driven, like just an escape adventure. And you just pretty much you're trying to break out of prison. But I played this with my daughter, oldest daughter, and she likes it. Like every single one except for, I would say my number. No, actually, my number 9 Diablo 4 was the only one I played with my wife. But all these I played with my daughter.
Okay.
But this is a really good game. Great couch co-op. Go ahead.
Number 6, the Final Fight series.
Final Fights were great.
Great. Fantastic. I was going to put Super Bomberman on here, but I was like, you know what? No. Final Fight. You got to play with my boy Cody. My boy Mayor Hagar. That's who I always play with because he was like he'd always do like he was like the wrestler. So he was like 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐞𝐿 from Street Fighter, the way he fought. Love him. I love, man, nothing better than beat 'em up games. Just beat 'em up side scrolling games. Those are the best.
Yeah, that is true.
You can find weapons, throw the knives and all kinds of stuff at people. I think that's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
The broken
you do that
bottle.
in Double Dragon too.
Hey, don't be spoiling my shit.
Double Dragon, huh?
Don't be spoiling my stuff.
All right, now my number 5. This was actually a really good game. I'm surprised how good it was, actually, being a new... All right, so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah, it is.
Really good. I played this with my daughter also. But this is a multiplayer support up to actually 6 players. 6 players. But it's really fun, man. It brought back that, Turtles in Time. Really.
Yeah.
It had that Turtles in Time feel to it. All right, Grant, go ahead.
Number 5 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Bubble Bobble. Oh, yes. Such a simple game. Such a simple game. You're like 2 little dragon little things, and then you have to collect
I remember this.
Oh yeah, it was a great game. I used to play this with my sister.
Oh, you know what? I forgot one. This game reminds me of one, but I forgot one. I'm gonna add one at the end.
That's fine. You can do an honorable mention. That's cool.
Let's see. But I'll just do a screen capture of it.
All right.
Yeah, this was a fun game.
That's not Bubble Bobble. That's a Bubble Bobble game, but that's not the one I'm talking about. That's this is like a puzzler, which you just pulled up.
Bubble Bobble.
And just type in Bubble Bobble Nintendo. NES.
NES, not Super Nintendo.
No, not Super Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said the Super Entertainment System.
Nope. It's because you don't listen to me. See, man.
I really don't fucking listen to you. You're absolutely right. Everything you fucking say, I do not listen to.
You had no
I'm
clue
just
what
going
I
to give.
said.
This is a poster for it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Look at that, man. Such a classic game.
Okay. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Bubble Bobble.
Taito made it.
All right, Grant, you just mentioned this series, but I'm going to go to Streets of Rage 4.
Okay.
Streets of Rage. All right, that's my number 4. We already talked about it.
Yeah, that's cool. My number 4 for the Super Nintendo. It's motherfucking Mario Kart, man. The original.
Mario Kart. Yeah.
The original. Dude. Was it the where you throw the turtle shells at each other? Was it the fighting game? What do they call it? Where you just fight each other?
Mm-hmm.
Play that for hours with like my brother and my sister. Dude, that's the best part of the game. But we didn't really do any of the racing stuff. I did that all by myself because I didn't have any friends. But the fighting, hands down, the best.
Yeah, this is great. I would say Mario Kart on Switch. I played it with my daughter a lot.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
But my top ones I played a lot with my daughter. And my number 3, Grant.
Hey, he said, that's cool. You got another one. You got another daughter on the way. Congratulations, man.
Oh, congratulations, Birdman. Congratulations. All right, Grant. My number 3. It Takes Two. Actually, yeah, I did play this with my wife and daughter.
Okay.
But it Takes Two. It's the creators of the new Split Fiction, right?
Okay.
But this is probably one of the best couch co-op games ever created. Besides,
sounds like a movie. It sounds like an old '90s movie starring Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Just you play as a couple that turned into dolls, and then you go solving puzzles and puzzles. Solving puzzles and it's just a great looking game. Like it really is a great looking game. But yeah, It Takes Two is just fantastic, dude. If anyone wants a couch co-op game, it is this one and my top 2.
Okay. Number 3. It's Double Dragon 1 and 2, not Double Dragon 3. Double Dragon 3 is hot ass cheeks. I hate that game.
You said Double Dragon 3.
No, no. The Sacred Stones is awful. That is first of all, that game is hard. It's extremely hard. You got one life. That's it. You got one life. You got one life to do it all. You got one life to live, Ed, like the soap opera. But it's Double Dragon 1 and 2.
The prepared artist, you have a 12-year-old son. All right. I'm going to recommend a game that recently just came out later in my top 10 for you. I have a 12-year-old son. Your son can play this because my 8-year-old and honestly, damn, my 6-year-old daughter can play this game too, but I'll get to it. All right.
Yeah, this cover, like, they didn't look like that in the game. Why is their last name Lee? Billy and Jimmy Lee. They're not Asian. And why in the movie is one of them Asian and one of them not?
You can have Lee.
But what about the movie?
Is an American last name.
They're identical. They're supposed to be twin brothers. In the movie, one's Asian and one's white.
Well, that's the movie.
Because it was a terrible. The best thing. Okay, first of all, I don't care what you think about Alyssa Milano's political views. She was a smoke show in that movie. Like she used to be when she was in Who's the Boss. Alyssa Milano was top notch, fine, like absolutely fine.
She was. Prepared Artist and Birdman. Man, I would do Shredder's Revenge too. If you have a 12-year-old son, if you haven't played that, get Shredder's Revenge. It's a little bit like mix of next gen. It has good graphics and everything, but I think they'd really like that. But this next one, Cuphead, is my number 2.
Cupscared.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. You're fucking worthless.
You got a
God, you're fucking worthless.
Speech impediment or something.
I used to have to fucking go to school for that.
Did you really?
That?
I didn't know that.
Our very first fucking episode, I told you that.
No, I didn't. I wasn't paying attention to your fucking.
Yeah, you weren't fucking paying attention either. Yeah, I actually had to go to school for that shit.
I didn't know you had a speech impediment.
Yeah, I used to speak my own language, and the only person in our family that could understand me was my Jennifer.
Oh. No wonder you're a weirdo.
Yeah.
Fucking loser. I'd have made fun of you. I'm like, what'd you say?
What the fuck did you say?
No, it's crazy. You're probably 6'4" and at 2 years old anyway.
I was a big boy. All right. Anyway, but Cuphead, my number 2. I would recommend this too for Birdman prepared artists. They'll probably love this game too because it has those old cartoon graphics. You play couch co-op. I mean, it's a really fun game. It's hard. It gets kind of hard, but it's fun to play because it's not frustratingly hard. All right, but yeah, it has that 1930s cartoon look to it. Man, it's
good.
It's a great game.
Oh, Steamboat Willie.
Yep. All right, Grant, you're number 2.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, the original. Dude, when this game, let me just tell y'all a story. When this game came out, we used to have we had a place called, before it was Chuck E. Cheese, it used to be called Showbiz Pizza. That was like before Chuck E. Cheese took it over. And they had, I remember they had this game, Street Fighter, and Afterburner. I mean, they had more games, but I mean, these were like the ones that everybody was in line for, because, you know, Afterburner was the one that moved. It was like 50 cents back then, or 2 coins or whatever. Back then, I was like, holy shit, that's a lot of money, you know? But I used to tell my parents, you know, back then, you know, you told Santa Claus what you wanted for Christmas, and I'd write my letter to Santa. I'd be like, Dear Santa, I really want the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, right? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game is what I said. This is the one I wanted. I wanted the arcade game. Well, the arcade game wasn't out then, right? So what did Santa go get me? He got me the fucking other Ninja Turtles game, the terrible one, the one that's god-awful. That's what I got for Christmas, and boy, was I disappointed. Like, when I got that game, I thought I got coal in my stocking, because that was basically what it was.
That was a horrible game.
It was an awful game. It's hard as shit. The damn stage still gives me nightmares. And I hate that game. But that's the game that I thought I was getting. And I didn't. So I was very disappointed that Christmas. So I was hoping, you know, so when that game did come back out, finally, the arcade game, like, I don't understand why whatever, it doesn't matter. That's the game, that's the OG. That's my favorite one. I love it to this day.
All right. Let me look this up real quick.
Yeah. My number 1 is the OG. My number 1. You ain't touching
Birdman. You said your Switch is the biggest system in your house. Cuphead's on the Switch. Yeah, you can play it. You play Tetris with your wife? That's cool. All right. Let's see.
My number 1. You'd be good at Tetris.
I was actually pretty good at Tetris. I was an awesome chess player back in school.
Nobody asked you about fucking. I'm like that kid. I'm like that kid that was doing all the mathematics. You know how he's adding up all those numbers really fast?
Oh yeah.
That was same. Me and him the same.
That's funny, Birdman. But yeah, like Tetris, I was pretty good at. Chess, I was good at. I was good at checkers. Chess, dude. I ran the school with chess, bro. Yeah, everyone you should line up. You know, they got downs. I might just whoop everyone. But
you ain't Bobby Fischer.
My dad taught me how to play chess when I was like 4.
Now I remember I tried to play you at chess. I couldn't beat you. You always beat me.
You know, I got you in like.
But you ain't.
I got you checkmate in like 7 moves, bro.
You act like you ain't Bobby Fischer.
No, I'll play like I used to play Chess Master. Remember that back on Super Nintendo?
You ever seen that guy who's like he's like the best chess player in the world now? He's like,
I mean, I'm not on that level.
No, I'm just saying, like, you ever just see him? He's just like looking around, not even paying attention, and just like fucking beats everybody.
Yeah, I used to be able to play like the Grandmaster level on Chess Master on Super Nintendo when I was like 10.
Remember Battle Chess when the pieces came alive and like would attack?
Yeah, what fucking you talking about Harry Potter?
No, I'm talking about on the Tandy 1000.
I don't remember that.
No, it's called Battle Chess.
Battle Chess?
Yeah.
All right. Grant, my number 1, I think, is the greatest co-op now when it comes to next gen and just everything put together. The way everything's just so different, and it's side by side screen. As a player, you're doing one thing. It's very similar to the developers of Take-Two and everything like that, because they developed this game also. But the difference is, I play this with my daughter, and she absolutely loved it. My wife loves it. Is Split Fiction, and we still playing it.
Oh.
Like, it has replay value and everything like that. It just came out. And now it's at the top of my list of best co-op games. Split Fiction, I play it with my son. My son loves it. Like, it's just a fantastic game because it's so different. everything the players are doing, you're not doing the same thing at all. Everything is different. Every scene is different for a different player. And it's side by side. It's great. Like there's one scene you're riding a motorcycle and, one player's controlling a motorcycle, doing all obstacles. The other player is one of the characters riding the motorcycles with you, but they have a cell phone in their hand and you have to enter all these codes and, do these puzzles on the cell phone in order to ensure the level, like ramps open up and like stuff, it gets access before you hit those areas.
That's cool.
Like it's just fast, but it's so fun, dude. If you guys want a fantastic couch co-op, it's Split Fiction. It's just so fun to play.
I got one better than that, though.
Go ahead.
The number one co-op game of all time is Contra. Oh, buddy, it's Contra. It's the first Contra. It is the best co-op game. It's the most famous co-op game. And if you don't put in the 30-man code, it's the hardest co-op game.
It is hard.
It is. Because you also, if you hit select, you can still, like if you're out, you can steal your partner's lives and come back. Oh yeah. I mean, you're playing with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Rambo. I mean, that's basically who it's supposed to be on the cover anyway. They actually got names. I don't know them though, off the top of my head.
Yeah, the thing that looks like an alien too.
Yeah.
From the Alien movies.
Now, you can beat this game in 15 minutes if you're good. I mean, but this game right here is fantastic. The co-opness of it all is classic.
You need a kid, dude. You need a kid.
I am a kid.
Because you're well, that too. You look like a kid.
It's fine.
And you act like a kid. But
okay.
you need a kid because your top 10 list would totally change.
No, that's fine. I would make them play Contra. They're like, but I want to play Cuphead. I'm like, you will play Contra and you will like it.
My wife is texting me. She's
like,
what dip do you use on those chips? I was like, what do you mean? I'm like,
what
there's
dip
so
do
many
you
different types of dip.
What a
What are you talking about?
What a vague question.
All right, Grant, that was a top 10. That was a good top 10.
It was a good top 10.
But yeah, Birdman and Prepared Artists, like I would say 12-year-old son.
Contra.
Split Fiction, man. Like if you want a next-gen couch co-op, something new.
Double Dragon.
I mean, I'm sure he's a fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right?
Oh yeah, the arcade game.
Every young boy is, I would say.
The first one.
If not, after they play, if they play Shredder's Revenge, he's probably going to be a fan after that.
Gauntlet.
Good luck though. Gauntlet. Then he's going to ask for all the figures and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, there's so many good couch co-op games.
Bubble Bobble.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Go ahead and say it. God, worthless.
You're fucking worthless. One of these days, you're going to show up with your fucking pictures.
One of these days. This is not today.
Because I don't want to waste. I don't want to tell you live and be like, "Hey, Google your picture" when you talk about it. Because God, you'll fucking take 10 minutes
and
just
then,
to find
disconnect the podcast.
Yeah. All right, Grant. Final subject of the podcast.
Oh boy, let's just see if we can get something better. What's the odds of us getting something?
There's
good?
no way. There's no way.
There's an 80% chance of shitty game we're about to talk about.
There's no way we're going to get something good.
Oh, so explain to what we're doing. There's new listeners, so explain.
All right, I always do.
I know.
Stay in your fucking corner.
Well, how about you pick an accurate picture? Show my picture. Mine's.
We already went over this. No, we will never show that picture again on this fucking podcast. You sent me those pictures. I asked. All right. So more background on this.
I should have attached a virus to it.
A couple episodes ago, I was like, Grant, I need help on getting images generated for this podcast. Could you work on the random game roulette and what was it? The top 10 or something like that.
It was wonderful.
And this man seriously went to AI, got a picture generated and emailed me, and he put in the emails like, "Hey, check these pictures out." Like he sent some masterpieces.
That was the prompt engineer
He
over
looked
here.
like a little fucking kid drew one of those things, and you thought that thing was fucking bang.
That's what I did. I did it in that style. I said, just do something common,
No,
something
the fucking
ordinary.
words were blurry, fucking, it's fucking garbage, dude. Anyway, random game roulette. We do this every podcast where we ask AI to generate us a random video game from any era or console, and we either know it,
we don't,
or we learn about it.
And we always show gameplay.
And we look at some history on it, and we look at the gameplay on it.
And
We've gotten some crazy fucking games these past past few weeks. Some of them never heard of.
I think we've only gotten one good game so far.
Drop Slip Willie or where the fuck that was.
Dude, we get a lot of Commodore 64 games.
Yeah. And then we got like Purple Hay. I don't know. It's some weird fucking games that we've gotten. And the last one was, what was it? 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭 quiz trivia.
That was terrible. Oh my God.
That was fucking terrible.
I told you not to mention that anymore. I hate it.
And we got Bubsy 3D.
Oh God, that was worse.
Garbage.
That was fucking vomit.
All right. So let's go ahead and go to AI and see what our game is for this game's random game roulette. Give me a very random video game.
God, stop talking like that. I just want to punch you in the throat.
From any era or console. Let's see what it gives us. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Come on, AI, generate.
He's having to find a shitty game.
Oh, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
I don't know. We're about to find out, I guess. Whatever it is, I'm sure IGN gave it an 8.
Can you fucking give me Final Fantasy 4 or some fucking thing?
Oh boy.
All right. I don't even know what system this came out on.
Oh, ask it.
Well, I am. Give me a fucking second. Let's see.
Oh man.
Wait, what the fuck is this? All right. Here we go.
I mean, can you find any? If you can't find any information on it, we might have to. You might.
What if this is one of those school games that we just missed out on because we were too old?
Is it Mavis Beacon?
Here, here it is.
All right.
It's called Pajama Sam. No need to hide when it's dark outside.
Oh boy, I do not know what that is. It's a kids game.
It's obviously a kids game.
Yep, it's for
3
kids
to 8.
This is like one of those games.
Hold
on. This is like one of those games that used to come in the cereal box.
All right, so let's figure out what this game is about. It's a point-and-click adventure game developed in 1996 by Humongous Entertainment.
Wow.
For the PC, later ported to the Wii later. You play as a kid in pajamas with a cape, diving into a surreal world to conquer his fear of the dark.
Those are pajamas?
Yeah, but let me fucking finish it. By conquering his fear of the dark by finding his missing superhero comic book. You're solving puzzles with talking furniture and a mine cart named Otto. It's a wild, kid-friendly fever dream from the golden age of entertainment. Edutainment.
Hey, Birdman played this game.
It's entertainment.
We got somebody who's played it. All right.
Oh, look at that. Oh, Birdman.
All right. Okay.
Played the shit out of Pajama Sam back in the early 2000s, he said.
All right. Okay.
I never played Pajama. I think I was too old for this.
We were playing PlayStation.
Yeah, maybe too old for this. I never played it. But yeah, back in 96. Later got ported to the Wii, Grant.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what we got to do now? While you're pulling up some beautiful game footage, I'm going to be pulling up IGN score because you know they got one.
Yeah, 96. They would at least have one for the Wii. All right, Pajama Sam. Let's see if we can find that gameplay footage. All right.
They sure do got a score.
Gameplay. Here we go. All right. Grant, going to share this real quick. Pajama Sam. Let me know when you see that.
I see it.
All right, this looks like an emulator.
Well, remember, it's a kid's game.
Deep in the bowels of an old power plant, a sinister plot is hatching. Ha ha! At last the time has come to hatch my sinister plot. This lever will activate my blackout generator and the world will be thrown into eternal night. Not so. All right, Dark. Hey, I need those.
And you're traveling in the sky.
Dude, this looks like a game people like smoke a lot of weed in and they play.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, or at least who created this game. This is crazy.
Man. They got that crooked face.
Miss Tree, I'm sorry, but I lost.
Someone was high as fuck when they made this game.
It sure looks like my mask.
Property is theft, man.
All right, let's keep moving.
I'll take the land of darkness.
All right, here is your question. What color are the flowers in the garden?
God.
Off with his head.
All right, I'm not gonna be too. All right, cut it off. Don't want to see no
Ready
more.
to go into darkness's closet and capture him.
Those
Watch
human
out,
bones
darkness. Here comes Pajama.
Oh no, those are
Sam.
keys. All right.
All right, can't be critical of it. It's a kid for 3 to 8. I mean, what do you expect? But we do have an IGN score. What do you think
What
this
is
game
it?
got? What do you think it got? I'll let you guess.
Kids game. 7.
7.8. 7.8.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
From
Old
1996.
IGN 7. I don't know if that's a good thing though. Get IGN 7.
That's when they started.
Yeah. Pajama Sam. So I'm telling you, dude, those guys were coked out of their minds making this game.
I don't think it was cocaine. I think it was
A little LSD.
yeah, it was mushrooms or what's that? What's
Was
that?
it
Ashawana? What's
mid
that?
'90s?
No, that's that one where they did like the
It
ceremony.
might have been LSD or
Ashawana. Or whatever they call
shrooms.
it.
Probably
Yeah.
shrooms too.
I just said that.
Oh, you did? No, I told you I don't fucking listen to your ass.
Like I literally said shrooms like 7 times.
Yeah. Shrooms, right? All right, well, that was Pajama Sam, and that's our podcast.
All right, guys. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Go follow us on YouTube. Go follow us on Facebook, TikTok, MySpace, OnlyFans, Pornhub. What was all the other ones? Instagram.
No.
What?
No.
Oh.
What are you talking about? I don't even think you can get on Pornhub anymore. You have to do the ID verification, right?
I have ways, sir.
Isn't Canada going to get rid of Pornhub, or is that a different one?
I don't know. All the gooners are going to freak out. They're going to go into withdrawals.
Yeah, like there's not 1,000 other porn sites they can go to. God. All right.
I got an idea, guys. How about you go out there and talk to real women?
Yep.
So anyway, go follow us on the social medias. We're on all of them. We even got a Blue Sky account. We got one. Hey, we joined the party.
That's automatic though. We don't ever have to log in.
Yeah, we don't ever log into it. It's just,
Yeah.
it just helps. It just helps our numbers. That's all it does.
There you
go. This audio version will be up later. So if you want to re-listen to this later for the audio version, you want to hear Ed's terrible voice and my wonderful voice, and we have a chance to do that. Other than that, you got a top 10? Send us a top 10.
Go check out our other episodes too on YouTube or on our podcast.
Yep. We got some new people in here. So
all those
appreciate
subjects
y'all,
are
man.
relevant.
Yep.
And we got playlists on YouTube that are separated by top 10, our gaming roulettes. We got our Disgruntled Gamer rants. They're all separate videos we do every time we post a podcast.
Yep. So we got all that. So anyway, if y'all got a top 10, leave it in the video. Other than that, we'll see y'all Friday. Peace.
Peace.